Thanks to the support as a channel member, Captain Fighting Peacock. Well, it's been a long while since we've had a good old Backdoor Kev on the channel, but this is an opportunity today. When I arrived mid-season, we were in the bottom half of the table. We've now got 2 league games remaining, and we could actually legitimately win Bundesliga. Hello and welcome to Club 3, Part 6 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin, coming up on today's episode with our final 2 games of the season in the league. We're away against Hoffenheim, away, and then at home against Bochum. They are 2 teams who are both way down in the bottom half of the league. I mean, one of them could still even conceivably get relegated. They are 2 very winnable games. And as you can see, the league table has us only 1 point behind Bayer Leverkusen and ahead of Bayern Munich. Presumably on goal difference, it might be on head-to-head. Either way, Bayern Munich shouldn't be a problem. If we win both of our games, Bayern Munich are irrelevant. We just need to look at what Bayer Leverkusen can do. So we're away against Hoffenheim, who are down in 14th. Leverkusen at home against Eintracht Frankfurt, who are a good team, who could take points from them. Just to check where Bayern are as well, because we can't just completely discount them. They play Stuttgart, who are 4th. So Bayern should be out of the running before the final day. And then on the final day of the season, while we're playing Bochum and hopefully winning comfortably, as we should, Bayer Leverkusen are away against Werder Bremen, who are down in 9th place. Bayern away against Wolfsburg. They have got, both of them have much tougher run-ins than us. I wouldn't necessarily make us favourites, but I think we have a blooming good chance of winning the league. The fact that the media, with 2 games to go, still have Bayern favourites says a lot about how this league has worked out in recent years. But fingers crossed, we can pick up the wins we need. The one thing that might cost us is we are going to be distracted by the Champions League final that's on the horizon. We play that in tomorrow's episode against an Inter team who are 2nd in Serie A and are going to be doing their own Kev maths, trying to work out what kind of miracle they can pull off. It's harder for them to win Serie A than it'll be for us to win Bundesliga, but we shall see. Like I say, we worry about that tomorrow. For today, let's beat Hoffenheim, let's beat Bochum, and hopefully win the Bundesliga. Oh, by the way, because we've now qualified for the Champions League, we have had our transfer budget in. So as mentioned, we spent up all our money because then we would get new money in, and we have the new money, a £55 million transfer budget, plus a lot of spare wage budget going into the summer. I mean, transfer budget could potentially go as high as that, or wage budget could go as... There's lots of flexibility. We just had a media thing come through. We've got the lowest wage to turnover ratio in Bundesliga, only 33%, because our attendances are so enormous. We're paying a relatively small amount out in salaries, so we're in pretty good shape, pretty solid shape. Very happy. Let's go win some football matches. So it's Ribeiro in goal, a back four of Van Veen, Garcia, Moorman and Luque. We've got Nesid and Schlotterbeck in midfield, Adeyemi, Gonzalez and Carrier behind Deda up front. As you can see, we're rotating a little. We're not going too crazy because we do want to win Bundesliga, but at the same time, if I had to choose, I would always rather win the Champions League than the domestic league. So we're taking a little bit of risk by rotating players today, and then in the next game, we'll rotate different players, as long as we don't balls it up today. Obviously, if we balls it up today, we'll rotate everybody on the final day of the season. I thought Ribeiro was conceding just a ridiculous goal to concede there. I think we do play before everybody else as well. I think Bayer Leverkusen play this evening, Bayern Munich play tomorrow. So anything other than a defeat, we will temporarily be top of the league. As you can see, there we are, top of the league. It also confirms as well that if we end level on points with Leverkusen, we do win the league because we're ahead of them. I think it is goal difference, and we've got the best goal difference in the league, which is jolly nice. Right, Adeyemi charging through. Big Kev plays it into Carrier, and that is a lovely way to open the scoring. A 13th goal of the season for him. And just a high-speed counter-attack. This is beautiful counter-attack in football. Not that I want to keep bringing Miles Lieburn up, boys and girls. And I know there have been comparisons between Big Kev and Lieburn. This is what Lieburn couldn't do. He couldn't be part of a fast-moving counter-attack the way Big Kev can. Big Kev's got all the physicality. He might not be quite as good at heading, And he might not be scoring at quite as high a ratio as Miles Leaburn did for Burton, but he can be a proper part of this kind of attack that we're looking for. And that was a beautiful piece of fast-paced, direct, counter-attacking football, which is what we're all about. That was lovely, lovely stuff. So that puts us 1-0 ahead, which puts us 3 points ahead of Bayern, 2 points ahead of Bayer. Is that what do we call them? Do we call them Leverkusen? Do we call them Bayer? Is it Bayer? It's so managing outside of England is so complicated for my ignorant British mouth. And I do apologise. But, I'm too old to change. So I'm going to use that cop-out excuse. They're in here, though, and they've hit the post. And that is just a little bit of a warning to us that we might not be cut and dry, comfortable backdoor Keving this. We do need to keep our wits about us. I mean, really, we should be adding a second goal today. This is a team that we are comfortably better than, and they've let that one slip. And, Big Kev, I've just done the sales pitch on you, and then you've gone and done that, and then you're clapping. Don't know who you're clapping. You better not be clapping yourself, because their defenders missed a header there, and that was a beautiful opportunity to put us 2-0 up just on the stroke of half-time, which in turn gets us a large step closer to winning the league. And he has balls that up there. Bless his cotton socks. I'm tempting fate a little bit by the conversation thread I'm about to begin, but I know there'll be people wondering what happens with the series if we do win everything. If we win everything, I will resign from Dortmund. I won't end the series yet because we still haven't won the Premier League, and I feel like winning the Premier League is always quite important. But I will resign from Dortmund and we'll go and manage somewhere else in one of the big 5 leagues in Europe and see if we can do it again from there. If we only win one, then we'll stick it out to try and win the other one. If we don't win either of them, obviously we continue. Carrier's picked up an injury there, which will have a little bit of an impact on what we're able to win because he is our best player, one of, if not the best player in the Bundesliga. And he's already potentially suspended for the Champions League final. That might be it, him done for the rest of the season. Hasan Begovic with the free kick from the edge of the area. He's got space to aim at here. He does aim at that space. It's hit the inside of the post, but then we get no luck with it coming back off of that post, and it deflects back outwards rather than into the back of the net. And it remains just this 1 goal advantage, which is precarious and scary. We're bringing on Makoko. We're bringing on Hartman. That's all 5 of our substitutions used now. I would really, really, really like a second goal. Oh, how much I would like a second goal. Please and thank you. Or just a final whistle at this point. We have not been convincing at all today. We've not even made it to 1 on the XG. If we can just finish it off here, that'd be lovely. And of course we can. And of course it's Moorman. He's just stupendously good at these headers. How could that possibly be offside? There's no way. Because the guy who heads it from the corner is the guy who scored. Who could have... he's offside, but he's over here not interfering with play. He never gets anywhere near the ball. He's only offside from the header. If that had been given as offside, that would have been insanity. But importantly, we have picked up the win. Now, of course, we need to have a special look at what happens in the other matches as well. If we can go into the final day knowing we're top of the league, that'd be lovely. Our B team have won the 3rd division. There's your confirmation. We've gone top. That's Carrier missing all of the run-in. He wasn't going to be suspended, but he'll now miss the Champions League final through injury. And now we wait. So Bayer Leverkusen versus Eintracht Frankfurt is the first match up. And they've won. So they're back at the top of the league. It doesn't really matter what Bayern Munich do. We'll show you what they've done anyway. We'll just click forward again, and I think we'll see the Bayern Munich result. But we are needing... whoever it is, Leverkusen play on the final day to do us a favour. Right, it's Bayern Munich versus Stuttgart there. And still hasn't been played. Can you play the match, please? So that we can move on. They've won 4-0. This guy is incredibly good. Goodness me, no wonder they sold me Big Kev. This guy's 6'5". He's everything I've told you Big Kev is. He's the real solution. My word, they spent 195 million on him. And we're supposed to compete in this league. That's insane. That must be the biggest transfer I've ever seen the AI do. Ever. Rising to 219. Seriously, let me know down in the comments. Have you ever seen the AI do a bigger transfer than that one? That is bonkers. But he is, I mean, he's the real deal. Poor old Connor Egan. Does he get anywhere near the team now? Where is he? Not surprised this club's interested in him. I mean, if I was still at Burton, I would definitely be making the move for that guy because he looked pretty special as well, way back when. Imagine him in a big man, little man with that other guy. No wonder they sold us Big Kev. Right. Final day of the season. Here we come. We need a favour. Right, balls to rotating. We're trying to win the league. It's going to be Ribeiro in goal, Van Veen, Schlotterbeck, Moorman and Birches at the back, Dukic and Maui in midfield, Adeyemi, Gonzalez, Herrera supporting Big Kev up front. The other match the only one we really care about, it doesn't matter what happens with Bayern Munich. If their result matters, that means we've not won anyway, in which case we're not going to win the league. But it's Bayer Leverkusen away against Werder Bremen. We need a favour doing there. If I'd have become Dortmund manager 1 week earlier, we'd have been in with a chance. I just needed a little bit longer to turn the form around. We might not quite be able to drag ourselves over the finish line, but we shall see. We need a favour. We need a backdoor Kev moment, or else it's going to be heartbreak on the final day of the season that we then need to recover from, pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and get ready for that Champions League final. We can't go into that feeling sad. Regardless of what happens in that other match, we need to win today to go into that game feeling confident, because that's the real big one. We were never in with a chance to win Bundesliga. It would be absurd if we managed to win it. But goodness me, does it feel like we've got a chance to win the Champions League. So let's not blow that, please and thank you. I think all matches are being played at the same time as well, so we are going to be able to keep up to... They're all being played together, so we're going to be able to keep up with what's going on in the other matches. And also, if we can grab an early goal, put some pressure on Herrera. Lovely work to move away from his defender, but he's hit the post. We've had a couple of very good opportunities in the first 2 minutes of this match. We're up for it. We want this. We're ready to win the league for the first time in 20 years, 18, 19, 20 years, however long it's been. It's been a long, long, long time. Obviously, the wait for a Champions League has been even longer, but we're ready for some silverware. Right, Herrera picks the ball up on halfway line, turns and just runs at the defenders. And he's done really, really well, but there was nobody up there supporting him. And he had to go it alone and the goalkeeper saves. But the move keeps going. Maui to Gonzalez. Adeyemi with a chance. The goalkeeper's flailing all over the place. Van Veen was going to whip that back in, but obviously didn't do a good enough job of it because the highlight ended. Right, what's going on? It's still 0-0 in the Werder Bremen Bayer Leverkusen game. We still don't care what happens with Bayern Munich because it doesn't really matter, because we're going to... Unless they win 8-0 and we win 1-0, and it is goal difference... That's the only circumstance where it matters. So if they go 5 or 6-0 up, then we'll start paying attention to the Bayern Munich game as well, because we'll need to rattle some goals in here. But even with that, we still need Leverkusen to drop points, which of course they are at the moment. They're drawing. If we can open the scoring, we will go temporarily top of the league. Van Veen, looking for options, gives it to Schlotterbeck, who of course played in midfield in the last game, is our playmaker, so should be able to find a decent forward pass. He doesn't. He actually gives the ball away, and now it's Bochum who are hitting the crossbar. There's been some woodwork incidents in this match so far. Right, Bayern are 1-0 up in their game, so as it stands currently, Bayern Munich are top of Bundesliga, and everything is as it always was. We really, really want to take the lead here. Adeyemi with the corner. Is that a penalty? Something's gone on in there because nobody's gone for the ball. The whistle has gone. The referee has got his finger on his ear. It is a penalty review. Goodness me. Could we use a penalty here? We have got a penalty kick. Who's going to take it? It's Adeyemi, I think, to take the penalty. Oh, this would be very useful if we could score here. Please and thank you. And he does. Calm as you like. Slots it into that far corner. Adeyemi's 14th goal of the season. And unless something's also happened in the Leverkusen game, that will put us back to the top of the league. I say back. We've barely been there. I don't think we've been there at any point outside of mid-match stuff. But that should be us at the moment, top of the league. Moorman with a rare poor header. remains 1-0. I mean, 1-0 is fine unless Bayern score 20 goals. Deda is in there. Big Kev couldn't quite get there ahead of the goalkeeper. Adeyemi picks up the scraps, though, running from deep. He's got Herrera to one side of him. Adeyemi's going it alone. And I think, in fact, I thought it was the post. It's not. It's a good save from their goalkeeper, but it is another corner for us. And Big Kev's unmarked at the far post. Moorman is knocking about in there. There is Moorman. And I think that's another save. Their goalkeeper pulling off some heroics here. I mean, if he'd like to pack that in, that'd be super duper. Adeyemi, I think, is going to go for the short corner here. He does. Herrera with the cross, looking for Moorman, and he can't keep his header down. It remains 1-0. I can't catch my breath here. This is stressful. Still 0-0 between Werder Bremen and Bayer Leverkusen. Bayern Munich still 1-0 up, but that means we're still top of the league. Moorman with the flick on, and Adeyemi, probably not the man we wanted to be on the end of that. Big Kev's right next to him, and Adeyemi loops it up over the crossbar, and he's going to go for another short corner here, which in the circumstances is pure insanity when we've got so many players in the middle who can do a good header. I mean, I'm just going to check, because this seems to be happening a lot. If we just go to our set pieces, attacking set piece instructions, how do you look at how often something is done? It's modify routine frequencies. Yeah, the short one is supposed to be less often. I don't know why we're seeing so many of the short ones. Can we have the near post in swinger, please? That would be super duper. Oh, it's stressful. Still 0-0 in the Leverkusen game, which, as you can see, puts us top of the league with 45 minutes of the season left. Bochum throwing everything at it because they're trying to avoid relegation. Bless their cotton socks. It's a triple halftime substitution for them. And it's still 0-0 in the Bayer Leverkusen game. I feel like there's going to be at least one twist in this. Yeah, I've played enough Football Manager over the years to know it doesn't just end like this without anything else happening in any match. So there's going to be something that's going to upset me and then hopefully delight me again. I've got to believe at this point. We've got 40 minutes left and we're top of the league. At this point, we have to believe it's ours, surely. Van Veen can't keep it in. Schlotterbeck, he annoys me. He's so sloppy at times. We could really use a Werder Bremen goal now. We could really use a second goal of our own, because never comfortable at only 1-0 up. Ribeiro comfortably collecting that. Just hold on to it a minute. Take the sting out of this. Calm everybody down. Maybe filter out that it's still 0-0 in the other game. And it could happen. There you go. We take our time, distributes comfortably. Now build up out of the back. This is how you do it, boys. Borges forward to Herrera. Herrera back to Dukic. Dukic to Gonzalez, who can't squeeze the ball through to Big Kev, but Big Kev wins it back using that awesome physicality. And Adeyemi was in there, but he's been tackled, and it's not going to be another penalty, unfortunately. This time Van Veen does keep it in. Gonzalez from the edge of the area can't keep his shot down. Still 1-0, still 0-0 in the other game, which means we're still top of the league, and that's all that really matters at the moment. Can we have another goal, please? Gonzalez now leading the charge, plays it out to Borges, and now Maui shooting from range. That's 2-0. We've done our bit. We just need Werder Bremen to keep their side of the bargain now. I don't know if either Werder Bremen or Bayer Leverkusen are rivals of us. I don't know if either of them have stakes other than trying to win stuff for themselves, but it might actually happen here, boys and girls. We're 2-0 up. Bayern are now drawing against Wolfsburg. They're now winning again. They were drawing for a moment. But that is, I mean, this is where we want picture-in-picture. I've talked about it for 10 years. This is the circumstance where we need that Leverkusen game on picture-in-picture. We need to be able to watch them both. I need to be fully up to speed with what's going on in that game. Moreira's going to come on. We're actually going to swap him over to that side and move Adeyemi over. And, I mean, all that can happen from here is heartbreak, because we are fingertips away, touching distance from a Bundesliga trophy. But it could all be taken away with one goal from Bayer Leverkusen, who have been top of the league all year long. They will be absolutely devastated if they don't manage to follow through. This was their opportunity after so many years of Bayern Munich dominance. This was their year. If we sneak in and take it from them, it would be delicious. Right, Herrera into Big Kev. Big Kev. There's a finish. Oh, I love that man. What a goal for him. It's his last touch of the day as well, because he's about to come off for Makoko. That substitution is just about to go through, but this is a lovely finish. Lovely pressing work from us as well. We're a good team. But look at that. One touch. Bang. What a finish from Big Kev. And yes, we'll continue with our changes. And it is still 0-0. Bayern Munich up level on points with poor old Leverkusen going to finish third. What can they do other than a late goal? Let's not feel too sorry for them until all the final whistles have gone. Then we can feel sorry for them if it doesn't go their way. But they've had opportunity after opportunity to wrap this up. They've been very bottly and inconsistent in these last 6 matches of the season. They were well clear with 6 games to go. So they've only got themselves to blame. We thumped them in the Champions League. We've knocked the stuffing out of them. They do have the opportunity for their revenge here, though. Bayern now 3-1 up in their game, but it doesn't matter because we're 3-0 up in ours. So the best they can do is finish second. Borches with the cross. Moreira can't quite bring the header down. Van Veen slides it across to Moreira. That's 4-0. Can we just have full-time whistles in all matches now? I think that's in everybody's best interests. If we just end the football matches here, please and thank you. Don't want to see replays at this point. Don't want to see heartbreak. I've been stung in Germany before, of course. Long-time viewers will know. I have history of celebrating a trophy lift only to find out we were done in by a last-minute goal in another league. History could very much repeat itself here today. Because if our match ends before their match, the game will default to a trophy lift, and then they could score while we're lifting the trophy. It's happened before. It's unbelievable. If it happens again today, I've taken some of the sting out of it by letting you know it can happen. But we count nothing. No chickens being counted currently. At 5-0 up, we're just taking off as many players as we can. And I lost their game. Where did it go? Was it still on there? It's 6-0 now. We're good at set pieces and we're absolutely dominating in this match. Poor old Bochum have got to play a relegation playoff. We're ruining them for that. It's now 3-2 in the Bayern Munich game. Nobody cares because it's not going to be relevant. They can't finish above us. And now we just... Oh, Bayer Leverkusen have scored! And there's nothing we can do other than just be like... Hopefully Werder Bremen get an equaliser. What a horrible day. This is going to be the most depressing 6-0 win any club has ever had in history. But I did say I was expecting 2 twists. Maybe there's an equaliser. Maybe we can twist back again. I don't think we're going to, are we? An 82nd minute winner. There's no trophy lift. It didn't happen, did it? Oh. Well, it was Bayer Leverkusen's year. We did everything we could, and 'twasn't enough. The first team in 19 years who aren't Bayern Munich to win Bundesliga is not us. Their first league win ever. Hard to feel really angry at them in those circumstances, isn't it? Their first time ever winning Bundesliga. But it's not us. And that's really upsetting. It'll be our year next year, although Bayern Munich will obviously come back stronger and angrier that they've finished third and they can spend £200 million on strikers. So they're going to be a bigger and better team next year. I really hope this isn't like part 1 of a double heartbreak. Tomorrow's the Champions League final. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.